Bum, 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 bum. Brrr. Anyways, the old cootie here, come back at you with another exciting video. So it's been about a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something since my last weigh-in. What I wanted to do is just bring everybody up to speed with what I've been doing. The goal, or my goal at least, is to try to lose about a pound per week, right? Just so it's giving my body a chance to adapt, to change, right? Hopefully I don't get that loose skin that everybody talks about that they get when you lose weight too fast, right? So that's why I'm trying to just lose 1 pound per week, because at the end of the year, that's about 50 pounds or so, 52 pounds by 1 calendar year. So basically that's what I'm going for. If I can get below 300, I'd be happy. On the last weigh-in, I think I was somewhere around like 340, something like that, give or take. So let me go ahead and zero out the scale, and then I'll tell you what I've been doing to get to this point. So I'm going to zero out the scale. Now I'm going to go ahead and get on the scale, and then I'll zoom in so you can all see. So that's not bad. 334, 333, 334-ish, not bad. And then now what it's going to do is it's going to run through this whole spiel of like muscle mass and bone density and everything else. So anyways, that is good news. So I'm basically down, give or take, around like 6 pounds, something like that. So for 5 to 6 weeks, I lost basically a pound a week, which is kind of where I want to be. So here's what I've been doing. Every morning when I wake up, I do my morning smoothie, right? Blueberries, pineapple, what else is in there? There's pomegranate juice, there's kefir, which is like a liquidy kind of a yogurt with a lot of probiotics. Then I put some fiber in there, right, to try to get the gut biome going and happy and all that good stuff. There's coconut water, there's coconut milk. If you saw, I did a video little while back that kind of showed what was in that smoothies. Basically, it's just designed to give me morning energy so that I can go and enjoy the rest of my day. So then what I'll do is go to the gym, right? I'll work out pretty aggressively, pretty intense. And I rotate. Some days is shoulders, some days is chest, some days it's just cardio, just getting to the gym and getting on one of the elliptical machines or something like that. That's my preferred cardio. But anyways, that's basically my gym routine. I do that 2 days in a row, then I skip a day, and then I do another 2 days in a row, skip a day, and then do another 2 days in a row. So basically I have a chance to recover, rest, all that good stuff between the working out days, and I just rotate through. Okay, so then when I come back from the gym, what I'll do is I'll have my first technical meal, or the second meal of the day, right? And what I've been doing is instead of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 meals a day, what I do now is I just break up. So it's the same amount of food as I would have eaten in an entire day. It's just split up into 5 or 6 smaller meals. So less quantity, right? Giving my insulin a chance to not spike too much, right? But also giving my body a chance, my metabolism a chance to just digest and then go back to like baseline, right? Digest and then go back to baseline. Whereas before, when I was eating these like 3 meals a day, insulin would spike sky high. It would take a while for everything to calm back down again before the next meal. Now what I do is I'm just trying to keep the metabolism working. And what I do is I usually give myself a window of like around 6 to 8 hours or so, something like that. So about every hour or so, sometimes every 2 hours, I'll have just a smaller meal. We're talking like 6-inch in diameter plate, right? So a small plate, and it's kind of like, that's what works for me. Some people that doesn't work for. Some people say, oh my God, your insulin is high all day long, whatever. I talked to my doctor. This is what's working for me. Obviously, you saw the scale, so talk to your doctor about your specific situation, because everybody's different. Maybe that might not work for you, but for me, that's what's working, so I'm happy. So anyways, my meals are usually half of that little small plate is like some kind of vegetable or salad, right? And then a quarter of that plate is some kind of a protein. Chicken, fish, pork, beef patty, steak if I can get it, some kind of meat, right? Fish is like can of tuna, maybe a piece of like cod or salmon or whatever I can find that's on sale, right? I'm trying to do this on the cheap because I'm broke. But anyways, the other quarter, right? So 50%, half the plate was vegetable, quarter of the plate, just imagine a round plate, quarter of the plate was some kind of protein. The other quarter of the plate is carbs, right? Small amount of carbs. Rice, sweet potato, something in that realm, pasta, like in that little quarter plate. Remember, smaller meals, smaller meals, less quantity, but spaced evenly throughout maybe a 6 to 8 hour window is usually what I've been doing. And that's what's been helping me. My usual routine is if I wake up in the morning, I try to have my last meal by 6 p.m. So 6 p.m., no more food after that. That gives my metabolism, remember, insulin doesn't spike as high, so insulin stays pretty relatively low. And then when I go to sleep, maybe a few hours later, I'm going to sleep in a like semi-fasted state. And then as the night goes on, basically, I'm in a fasted state while I'm sleeping. So anyways, that tends to promote human growth hormone, tends to promote testosterone in men. So basically, it's just helping with the recovery, the muscle mass, and everything else. So the whole game plan is work out to build lean muscle mass, right? Eat right, smaller meals spaced throughout the day, and then try to go to sleep in a fasted state. That's the three main things that I've been doing to try to lose the weight. And obviously it's working, right? So I've been losing about a pound a week, give or take, for the last, since I first did my first weigh-in this year. I think it was like January, February, something. So anyways, if you have any comments, put them down in the comments section. In the description section, which is over there or wherever the heck it is, you got to click on the 3 tabs or whatever. And also in the comments section down there below, I did put some links to some products. Check those out. Those are things that I like, that I use, right? That's the whole point of this channel. Old Coot product reviews, right? Get it? Got it? Good. Okay. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next exciting video.